YouTube? This is Austin Sweeter from the Two Have to Go to Austin coming at you again with another video for you guys today. And today, I thought I'd do a top 5 for you guys. It's been a hot minute since I last did a top 5 for you guys. I think my last top 5 was my top 5 Stephen King adaptations. This top 5 is my top 5 favorite 70s horror films. Now, before we get into this list, I just want to say two things. One, around 96% of you guys that watch my content are not subscribed, and only 2.9% of you guys that are subscribed watch my content. We need to get that subscribe number count up. So please hit that subscribe button down below. Be sure you turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video. And 2, this is my top 5. So I don't want any comments saying, you left out this movie, you left out that movie. It's because I either don't have it or I haven't seen it. And this is my top 5. So, without any further delay, let's jump into this list. So, coming in at number 5 is a movie starring Sissy Spacek, Piper Laurie, and John Travolta in his first role. And if you watched my top 5 Stephen King adaptations video, then you'll know about this movie. I'm talking about Carrie from 1976, directed by Brian De Palma. Now, everyone should know about this movie. If you don't have this movie, I would highly recommend you guys get it. It's about this troubled teenager at home who has problems with her mom, and she eventually gets asked to the prom, but what they don't know about her is she has telekinetic power. And then at the end, she gets pranked, gets pig's blood dumped on her. You can see that. But, and then at the end, she just goes crazy. The ending is very good. It sets up for a sequel, which I don't have. I don't know if it's any good or not. But yes, this is a very, very good movie, a very fun movie to watch. And if you don't have this movie, I would highly recommend you pick it up. So let's Carrie at number 5. Number 4 is a well-known movie. It's probably one of the most well-known movies of the 70s. It stars Linda Blair as Reagan, Max von Sydow, God rest his soul, as the person who is the minister who's trying to exorcise her. And you can tell by that key word, number 4, The Exorcist, released in 1973, directed by William Friedkin. Nothing to it. The plot's pretty straightforward. It's about this little girl by the name Linda Blair, Linda Blair plays Reagan in this movie, and she gets possessed by this demonic spirit, or this evil spirit, that if they don't get the demon out of her, the demon will pretty much take full control, and chaos breaks loose. So they call in a prime minister played by Max von Sydow, and they try to get the demon exorcised out of her. The ending is crazy. Even the Exorcist scenes are very, very cool. But yeah, definitely check this movie out. I have the extended director's cut. So yeah, if you don't own this movie, I would highly recommend you guys get it. Number 4, The Exorcist from 1973. Okay. Number 3. Now, this film made people scared to even go into the water. This movie stars Richard Dreyfuss, Robert Shaw, and Roy Scheider trying to take down a shark. That's right. Number 3 is Jaws from 1975, directed by Steven Spielberg. This film is so freaking unique. It's probably one of the best movies ever made. And I'm not even going to go into the plot of this movie. You guys should know what the plot is. But I'm going to sum it up just real quick. It's about this shark who attacks people in the water. And it's up to these 3 people, a marine biologist, played by Richard Dreyfuss, the shark hunter, played by Robert Shaw, and the town police chief, played by Roy Scheider. It's up to them to take out this shark. And people are like ranting and raging. They're like, why shut down the beach? And they had to shut down the beach because, for one, it wasn't safe to go into the water, especially with a shark in it. The ending is so cool. I'm not going to give it away if you haven't seen this movie. Highly recommend it. Probably one of the most key movies of the 1970s, right here. Jaws, at number 3, released in 1975. Directed by Steven Spielberg. Okay, number 2. Probably one of the coolest films ever made in the 70s. This stars Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode and the late, great Donald Pleasance. Number 2 goes to Halloween, released in 1978, directed by John Carpenter. This film is probably one of the most key horror movies. Just like I said about Jaws and the other two, this movie is the key horror film for the 70s, pretty much. It talks about Michael Myers killing his sister, and he gets kept in this asylum, and then he eventually escapes, and he's on the loose. And it's up to Donald Pleasance and Laurie Strode, who Michael is trying to kill. This film is so awesome. I even own the sequel to it, Halloween 2, but that was released in the 80s. We're talking the 70s here. This film is so awesome and so unique, for that matter. It revamped horror to what it was back in the 70s. So if you do not own this movie, pick it up. It's going for very cheap. You can probably find it for very cheap. But pick this movie up if you haven't already. Highly recommend this movie. Number 2 goes to Halloween, released in 1978, directed by John Carpenter. Go pick this movie up if you haven't. Alright, now we're on to the number 1, my favorite movie from the 70s. And I'm going to be kind of biased here because this film, when it first came out, people flocked to go see it. It's probably one of the most successful horror movies from the 70s besides The Exorcist. And I'm talking about... Ooh, I gotta hold it like this. I'm talking about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 1974, directed by Tobe Hooper. This film is so grimy and gritty. It is literally the godfather of all horror movies. It's about these group of teenagers going out to Franklin's abandoned house, which they don't realize is right next door to Leatherface, played by the late Gunnar Hansen. And one by one, people get killed off in a unique amount of ways, and you don't even see it on camera. Like when Franklin gets chopped up by Leatherface, you don't see that on camera. And then at the end, the female survivor, who I can't put my finger on her name, it's been a while since I've watched it, eventually escapes. Such an awesome movie right here. This is probably one of the best horror films ever made from the 70s. I have the Meat Pack edition released, so as you can see, it's so cool. Fresh after 30 years. I freaking love this movie. This edition's actually out of print, by the way. So if you can track it down, get your hands on a copy, I would highly recommend you do so. Awesome film from the 70s. So that's my number 1 pick. I know I'm being being biased. No, I'm not. This is the best horror film from the 1970s. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre at number 1, released in 1974, directed by the great Tobe Hooper. And that's it for my top 5 list of the 70s, of my favorite 70s horror films. Let me know your guys' favorites in the comment section below. I'd love to see them. The horror movie collection contest is still going, guys. I need some photos, videos. I need to see what you guys have so I can announce a winner. So, you guys have until the 29th to send me your horror movie collections. You have till then. Till next time, guys, thank you guys very much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, please comment, like, and subscribe down below. Be sure you turn on post notifications as well. You will get more videos like this and more quality content. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you guys next video.